But it really is great that you have taken out the time and want to come and celebrate with Martha today. And as we celebrate with her and her achievements and all that she's done and what she's left us, you know, as footprints and things that she has accomplished that we now need to carry on for what she has done. And I think that's the most remarkable out of her 34 years is that I think when you have a gathering of this nature, you can see what lives she's touched and what changes she's made and how people really want to be a part of that to celebrate you. And I've been honored for a very short time to have been able to work with Martha the last few months as the deputy under her. And as soon as she told me that she was from Tennessee, I knew that she was all right. So we hit it right off, and we've been really on the run since she's been here. Her energy is like the you know, the ever-ready battery. It does not run out. And but it brought so much energy to our team and to the category management plans and organizational structures that we've been trying to work the last few months. Martha, I thank you for allowing me the opportunity for our paths to cross and to meet you as friends. And thank you so much for what you brought to this team.
Thank you.
We're going to let the pictures kind of continue to roll. You can see we've been working on this for a little while, creating this. Thanks to Kathy Atkinson for this and all the pictures. But it really does, you know, you could all go back and say, what was the one thing that you'd like to bring out? Well, there were so many we really couldn't, because she had brought so much to this organization. And not only this organization, but across the Washington, D.C. area and to the federal government. You know, the first thing when you get ready to talk to Martha is you better get ready to say customer. If you don't say customer, then you're going to get asked about it. And so she is that customer representative for the federal government. And, you know, I was in a session with her where they actually identified her as truly the customer advocate for the federal government, and we applaud you for that. We have a few things we want to give today, but first of all, Martha, we want to present you, and let's put these back in the vase, flowers from the old SP organization.
Thank you. Wait, we need pictures.
Pictures.
Camera. Come on. Gotta do this right.
Take the picture. I'm doing the video.
Do that again. Do that again. Do that again.
Oh, get a picture.
Come
up and around.
They'll be on Facebook in 5 minutes.
Hi. Slowing down, Mary.
Cute. Okay.
Oh, nice.
My leg.
Stand right there. Yeah, actually, you know, she's an obvious historian buff of GSA, so we wanted to get her a few pictures of GSA. One of the requests was try to get her a picture of the old GSA building and what it looked like, and so that she could have that for her memory. We wanted to do that one.
Yeah, nice.
And then this collage that we collected, you can see some very old pictures from the beginning of when the GSA building was actually being built 100 years ago almost, next year.
Sounds like a long way.
Yeah. The most interesting part is when they were laying the cornerstone of the 1916 stone here, and again as it is today, so that she could take this, and of course the renowned stairwell to go up. Great.
Thank you. GSA is like my second home. This is my second family. So.
Well, we do have a few presentations we want to do today to honor Martha.
So, congratulations. People wrote some speaking notes for me. Really the thought that occurred to me is, you know, when you join a new organization, everyone who was here the day before you were here has been here forever. You actually have been here a really long time. In reading these notes, I mean, you have been in a range of positions over your career. I see here starting at a GS4 and today leading the most incredible efforts in customer service, customer experience, and delivery, service delivery to our nation. And I just have been really, really honored to be part of this journey during your last few years in the journey. I've enjoyed working with you from the times we've gone to learn together, and no one needs to know where we were learning, what we were learning, or how we were learning it. But I know from my time here what a relentless voice of the customer, voice and citizen of GSA, and true American you've been, and really in every great sense of that set of families and groups. And so it's been my privilege to work with you, and I can't tell you how much I wish you well in your next steps. And I already have heard from you that you will be back and speaking with a bigger megaphone than ever from the places you will go. And so I wish you well in that too. I do. It's in my notes, and it was news to me. So I want to share it with this group. Just the list of previous recognition that you've had that to me just speaks volumes as to how well recognized your work has been and your career. A Fed 100 Award winner in 2004, 2006, 2008, oh yeah, 2011. I mean, 4-time Fed 100 winner. I think that makes you the Fed. Distinguished Service Award in 2005. Under your leadership, OCS was recognized with the President's Quality Award for Management Excellence in USA Services. In 2008, you received the Service to Citizen Award from a firm. 2009, the Government Computer News Civilian Agency IT Executive of the Year. The 2013 SAMI finalist. And of course, this past year, the John J. Franke Award winner for a distinguished career. I just want to say thank you. We'll miss you, and best of wishes for a great future to come.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mary Davey. I've been working with Martha now directly for 6 months. You should have seen her face when she said about a year ago, only got a year left, and it's been a huge, bright smile ever since. As you can see from the pictures too, she's had really quite a journey. And if you just look at, the different events and the experiences, she's been all over the world, and always with a smile on your face. When we first approached her about coming to finish out her career in government in ITS, she's like, well, I don't know about that. I'm not sure what you guys are doing. I don't know how I can really add value or experience. But we knew we needed a seasoned leader to help us go kind of evolve as we are evolving and sort of take us through our own journey. And she stepped in from day one, and as Maynard said, she is hard charging. She's got so much energy. She's here on top of everything every day. And that particular group, if you guys aren't too familiar with them, has a lot of OMB interactions. So she had all that good experience, and just really supporting a lot of incredibly important programs in government, everything from our identity management to cloud and software and our GWACs, security. I mean, it's a really wide variety of programs. And she says, she's still learning every day, but she tells me she's been thrilled working with us. And so I just, you've had a great career. GSA has just been so lucky to have you. The government has been lucky to have you. And I feel like, I can't believe that we actually got you, even if it was only for 6 months. And believe me, we still try every day. Are you sure you don't want to stay just a little bit longer? And, supposedly this is happening next week. We can't all really grasp our, arms around that yet, but I suppose it is. She's smiling bigger than ever.
I'm kind of numb, actually.
Yeah, I bet you are. But she's still working right up until the last minute. But I just want to thank you for all that you've done. I know you and Maynard have made an incredible team. They really have just done some amazing stuff for this group, and you've come in and, given things a different perspective, and with all the experience that you've had over the course of your entire career. So we've been really lucky and just benefited greatly. So thank you from me for all that you've done. Thank you for all that you've done for government in this community. And the good news is we know that you'll probably be out riding the two wheels a little bit more, whether they got a motor or not. But at least you're going to stay involved and around. And so that's just, we couldn't ask for more. So I'm so happy for you. I'm still sad for us, but I'm really very happy for you, and you deserve it. And I hope you get to do everything that you want to do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just don't want to take credit for the stuff that Maynard does to keep on top of all that stuff. It's not totally me. So.
No, they're an awesome team. Okay. So where did she go?
Oh.
I'm right here. What am I supposed to do? All of these things? What these things?
You can give all these.
I can give everything?
You can.
Nice. And what is this? A pen?
A pen. A GSA pen.
A GSA pen.
Fab. FAF, we don't. Oh, it's a rare commodity.
No more chocolate. Oh, an FAS lapel pen. Oh,
Yes.
Jim Williams used to give those out.
Okay.
Okay, so see, this is, you can't Facebook this.
No, I won't.
Because no one can know. And Ann Armstrong, I see you back there, do not post that we gave her a GSA pen. What else do we have?
Okay, this is the.
Oh, a letter from the administrator. That's right, 34 years. Can you believe it?
I don't know. Some days I can.
I sit there and think I've been 27 and I feel like I started when I was 12. I kind of did. All right, I'm going to try to read this without glasses.
Oh my God.
Nope. Dear Martha, it is my honor on your retirement to thank you for your 34 years of public service. The work of women and men like you is at the foundation of everything our agency accomplishes. Since 1949, GSA has proudly supported the many missions of federal government agencies, which range from keeping our planes in the air to guarding the safety of our food to working to find a cure for cancer. Your service at GSA has helped make countless contributions to improve the quality of life for generations of Americans past and future. On behalf of everyone at GSA, I am proud to take this opportunity to recognize your achievements, thank you for your contributions, and wish you the best in your well-deserved retirement. Sincerely, Denise Turner-Law. We have also requested a letter from the people in that big white house across the street that's supposedly on its way. We just didn't have it for today. Okay. And then we have a 34-year service flag. So that is something that, 34 years of service, 31 October 2015, GSA. And this is my favorite one, saving the best for last. The Red Door Salon. You'll get your massage and your facial. Exactly.
Thank you.
Right, no, thank you so much. Okay. What
Well, next we want to ask Alex, her daughter, to come up. There's a few words to say.
Alex.
And
the infamous Alex.
so glad. And I will tell you that every day, I would say every day, in our discussions, Alex comes up.
Yeah.
And that's how much she obviously loves and thinks about her on a daily basis.
Don't make her cry, Alex, because we've never seen her cry.
Oh, go ahead.
You only see her smile.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm very proud of you. I hope one day I can be half the woman she is. And I know that my grandmother and her mother, their mother would be very proud of her if she was here. And that's
even get you on the front page of the Washington Post.
Get on
However, that doesn't count in our world.
Right.
And this is just
Sweet.
Never question the power of pearls. I could talk longer, but I know there are a lot of other people. so
Thank
I
you,
was-
Ann. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. Next, Kathy Conrad.
I don't think I could have followed you, Alex, with a straight face. So what I originally, when Martha and I have been talking about her retirement for a long time, and one of the things that I thought would be really fun to do was to do Martha's customer journey. But that would take us all day, because her journey has been truly, truly extraordinary. Kevin, as you mentioned, Martha came to GSA as a GS4. And here she is today. She has been an inspiration to many of the people in this room who worked for her and with her in OCSIT and in many offices before that and since then in FAST. I just honestly, I don't know anybody who exemplifies the values and the spirit of public service more than you. I just don't. And you've brought an enthusiasm and a commitment to everything you've done. And I want to just mention a few of the areas where Martha has had just a remarkable impact that many of you may not realize. She was one of the earliest cloud evangelists across government. She was really the force behind moving all of USA.gov and all of our properties to the cloud many years before there was Cloud First or any government-wide kind of mandate to do so. She was instrumental in the evolution of USA.gov and in the development and launch of Challenge.gov, of Search, of the digital analytics programs, of many of the flagship programs that GSA is now really, really proud to have within their portfolio of solutions that deliver services to the public in more effective and more efficient ways. With that, Martha, without your enthusiasm, your drive, and your ever-present smile, which is very, very persuasive, we just wouldn't be where we are today. And then, when I came to GSA in 2011, Martha started whispering in my ear, customer experience, customer service. And honestly, again, at the time, there just wasn't the recognition that there is today, how important that is to serving the public well. Much of what I see going on today across government, it really mirrors and stems from your just persuasive, persistent, never let go and never do it without a smile approach to how important that is. So you've just had impact on people. I know, from the years we worked together, I think one of the proudest moments for me was watching you accept your Sammy Finalist Award, because I honestly don't know anybody for whom that would be more than you. So thank you for what you've done for me as a friend, for everybody across GSA, across the government, and really worldwide. So, thank you.
Kevin and Dan have mentioned that Martha's known all over the world, and you may have seen pictures of her when she was a little tyke in Cairo, Egypt, in front of the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx. The story behind that, but I asked her to go to Cairo to represent us at an OECD meeting. And women came up to me quietly and said, "You're making a mistake sending that young woman alone to Cairo, to Egypt." And over 2 or 3 days, several people mentioned that. I went home and I asked Mary Alice, and she said, "They're right, you shouldn't be doing this." So Monday morning I go in, I'm ready. "Martha, Egypt?" She said, "I know, but I'm going." This is my opportunity. If I say no now, I may never get to Egypt. And off she went. And Benny and Eddie Robb, old hands from Israel, took her under the wing and took her to the market, took her around Cairo and to the meetings. And that was the beginning of International.
Not the taste.
25 miles from each other. I was born in the westernmost county in the state of Virginia, Scott County, on a farm. She was born in Kingsport. She was actually born in the hospital. I mean, you were city people. But over the years, we've conspired on a lot of things, including the service to citizens issues and so forth. She's going to be very successful in the outside world. I've listened to her plan and worry and obsess for the last, 2 years at least. And if anybody ever left government with the details laid out in front of them, it's her. She has figured this out. She's the only person that ever left government that ever asked me for advice on how to do invoicing. I personally hate invoicing, but Martha has already got that figured out. So, along with a few other details which I'm not allowed to divulge. Good luck. You're going to do great.
Experience customer service. And I believe the reason why customer service is on the President's management agenda, I attribute it all to Martha. I really do. I think she has elevated the discussion across government and set up here promote collaboration. I don't think there's been enough talk about what Martha has done to bring people together, the view of the customer, so the customer doesn't have to navigate through government. They can go to USA.gov or gobierno.usa.gov, and just what she's done to bring people together to support the voice of the customer has been phenomenal. And she and I were talking about it for Act IAC, which Dan supported. She is our government leader of customer experience, and there's no question when she leaves, there's a gigantic vacuum in space. And we haven't found the right person yet. We're looking for volunteers. That person in government who is the next Martha Doris, because there's nobody like her. And what she's done in the past year through Act IAC to just raise the discourse across government, to bring people together. I mean, how many people do you have on your list of revolutionaries right now? Come on, that email list. Hundreds of people that she's gathering together, people like Lisa Veith and others around industry, around government, who say they want to work collaboratively to just simply to improve the customer experience. And that's all due to Martha's leadership, and it's just been phenomenal. I don't know how we replace you. So good luck.
Along with my friend Steve Cooper and Susan Becker and Rory Schultz. And if you haven't registered yet, there's still time. And if you have no other better reason than to register besides the great program, it's going to feature people like Mary Davey, Manuel Vino, and others. It will be Martha's last ELC as a government employee. That's the reason to come. So please, please do so. You've got to be there to witness the
diatoms?
That too. She's the Diatoms #1 fan. So, anyway.
For government. But I just wanted to take a chance for people here who have worked on Martha's team and worked for Martha and with Martha to talk about what she's meant to us. And I really want to just emphasize and thank you once again for all of the support that you've given to me and to everyone here who's been on your teams over the years in terms of supporting us and pushing us to do what we needed to do, not taking any crap from any of us, and also implicating us with the idea of servicing the customer externally, but also internally. I wanted to leave you with a quote because that's the most important thing to do, is leave people with a quote. And this is for you as you're moving on. This is a quote from Winnie the Pooh. Later on, when they all had said goodbye and thank you to Christopher Robin or Martha, Pooh and Piglet walked home thoughtfully together in the garden in the golden evening, and for a long time they were silent. "When you wake up in the morning, Pooh," said Piglet at last, "what's the first thing you say to yourself?" "What's for breakfast?" said Pooh. "What do you say, Piglet?" "I say, I wonder what's going to happen exciting today." Pooh nodded thoughtfully. "It's the same thing." Thank you.
Been inspired and really been able to drive my passion through her energy and her commitment. And just being around her makes you want to love and do the best you can every day, and love what you do. So I was here for 4 years, I left, and a couple months after I left, she called me back and asked me to come back in and serve, and I really do feel like I'm here to serve GSA, serve OCSIT's mission, and serve in Martha's footsteps. And I just hope that one day I can accomplish, half of what you have, because it's so incredibly inspiring. So thank you for trusting us, trusting me, and your mentorship over the last 13 years. Thank you.
A number of years on USA, and I was kind of a little involved in the exec team. All the accomplishments she's had, there's one thing that hasn't been mentioned today, and when you all think about it, you'll agree with me. When you work with Martha, she becomes your friend. Don't fight it. Get involved, and she becomes your friend, whether she's your boss, your associate, or whatever. You walk away, you've got a friend for life. And that's the best compliment I can do.
But she became really close, and every day we came to work, it was like family coming together, and it was fun. It's fun to come to work when you're like that, when you know that you're going to come in and you're going to have people to work with that's going to not only support you, but it's just fun to be around. And she is. Can I just say one word? She is a nice person. She is just a downright nice person that when you come in to talk to her, you know that you're just going to be welcomed. And we just enjoyed that. And thank you so much. Anyone else?
This is amazing. I have a few things to say.
I got where did you get that paper?
I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna cry.
I'll get rid of all that paper when I move down.
So, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. I know everybody's really busy, and so taking time out of the middle of the week to come down here and spend this time is, isn't easy all the time. And I can't believe all the nice compliments and words and accolades and that I heard today. I really appreciate it, and I think one of the things that I do try to be a nice person. I do. So I appreciate that. That's great. When I walked through the doors of this building in 1978, I wouldn't have imagined what it would be like 37 years from that point. And this is a big decision. I mean, I have been planning it a while, as you've heard. And I know that my life is going to change dramatically. But I have no question that this is the right decision for this point in my life. This is what I need to do for, as you heard, the customer experience work. I'm a big fan of some of Steve Jobs' kind of thinking. I don't think he was nice, so that's the part I don't really like. And it said if you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go and do something else wonderful, not dwell on it for too long, and just figure out what's next. So that's sort of where I've been. It has to be something that you're passionate about, because otherwise you won't have the perseverance to see it through. And so the connection to my obsession side is probably good in this context. GSA holds a lot of memories for me in these hallways. There's been a lot of laughter, a few tears. Not every day was perfect. A lot of hard work, more meetings than we probably needed. But most of all, many, many, many great memories of the friends and colleagues that are in this room that, as John said, are like lifelong friends. And I came to work every day and worked with people who just wanted to do a job and make a difference every day. And it's not always easy in the government to do that. And when you look around the room and you see all the people you've worked with, whether they are here now, whether they've gone on, whether they've retired, they're in industry now, whatever, we all just really wanted to make a difference. And whether we're making the government more efficient or whether we're helping to deliver services to the public. So the people in this room really represent the very most special people in my life. And it's amazing to have this many special people in your life, you know, personally and professionally. I have family friends. My brothers are here today. Alex, her boyfriend Russell, my girlfriend Michelle, who's I've known for 43 years, which when she told me she was coming, I won't say I nearly lost it, I did. You know, represents the IT community, customer experience community, acquisition community, and it's just been a great honor to do what we've done all these years. You know, I've got Alex here, and, you know, and she knows the sun rises and sets on Alex. You know, my friend, my travel buddy. You know, she's the light of my life, and we have a relationship that many people comment on in terms of how close we are and how we help each other. So thank you for being you, Alex, Doris. I've got my brothers here. And my sister, I'll give a shout out to my sister who's not here, she's on vacation. These guys definitely help me keep my feet planted squarely on the ground all the time. In the Miner family, we stick together. Our motto is, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. And that's not many things that, you know, that's something many people can't say. I'm very proud of them. They're great fathers and great husbands, and they're pretty cool brothers as well, and a lot of fun. So thanks for always having my back. I have neighbors here. I've lived on the same street. I'm not one that likes change, I don't think. I lived on the same street for 28 years. And you know, many people on our street have had ups and downs, and we've had deaths in the families, and we've had divorces, and we've had lots of things happen, but you know, that neighborhood has always been there to help each other and be there for each other in all seasons, and that's something I'm extremely grateful for. So thank you, Barbara, for coming. And all the friends and colleagues I have in this room from OGP, OCSIT, Federal Acquisition Service, FAST, and you heard, I mean, I've only been in FAST for six months, and I feel like I've made lifelong friends there, which I mean, I think the situation with Maynard and I, it's like we were like separated at birth or something. I thought I had 8 bosses here today, but I'd have to count them up now. I've got Frank was a boss, Ken was a boss, Casey Coleman, I think she was going to be here, but she may not be here right now.
She had to mess up plans.
Kathy's here, and then Mary, and then Mark's not here either, right? So I have 5 or 6 bosses here. And you know, Frank mentioned one of the stories. I would just say thank you to all of you for like believing in me and giving me opportunities to be the best I could be. Frank was probably the first one to do that. He gave me lots of opportunities, one of which was we worked on a program together on computer obsolescence in the federal government. He was 5 levels above me. So I can tell you, going to his office and working on that project was like a little nerve-wracking, to say the least. And we worked on it, and he said, we'll do a presentation, and then we'll do a paper and then a presentation. I'll give the presentation, and then you can give it after I do it a couple times. So he did it once, and then I was on my own. I think I was 26. I went to ERNCO in Richmond and gave it to 300 people, and I'd never felt anything like that before or after. My head felt like it was like touching the ceiling after that presentation, and it was awesome. You heard the Cairo story, and you know, Frank is the one that really introduced me to the international IT scene, where I have developed friendships and relationships with people all over the world. He gave us an opportunity to actually tell other countries how we're doing in IT and actually learn from other countries. So there's many times in my life where I just say, okay, what would Frank tell me to do? What would he do? So those words still, your thoughts still echo in my head. Then we have Ken, back there in the right corner. Mr. Toulouse. Many of you know him because he's been out of GSA for a long time. And Ken and I worked doing under the Brooks Act Authority, where we did delegations and procurement reviews of agencies. And Ken was pretty tough, to say the least. But the big thing I learned from him is he was a really hard worker, but he worked hard and he played hard. And that's something I learned from him, and I'm forever grateful. Kathy, we worked together during the time of the open government, digital government, and when I worked for Dave and Kathy, it was a tough time in my life because my mom was sick, and they were always there. And they always gave you the support that you needed to do what you needed to do for your family. And after she died, I mean, they were there. So for that, I will always remember that. And Mary. I've had a chance, I knew Mary for years, and I got a chance to work with her, and to see the magnitude of the work that's done under her leadership in ITS is mind-blowing. And I never really understood that from where I sat in OCSIT. So I've learned, to see somebody at that level and her leadership style and how she empowers people to do their job, gives them a job to do, lets them do it and run with it, is something that I really admire and will be forever, in my head. And she took a chance on me when she asked me to come over here. She knew I was retiring, but she still took a chance on me. So thank you for believing that I could actually do this, and we've had fun. So we talked a little bit about changes and the things. I think Kathy brought up a couple things that we had done, but 30 plus years, a lot of changes have happened. And to run through just a couple, we've got the acquisition reform. I worked under the Brooks Act. I know what that was about. Over to the switches of into Klinger-Cohen. The introduction of the internet and actually seeing that enable the way we deliver services in the government. I was involved in the government online back in the 1990s, and e-government, and now digital government. Bob mentioned service to the citizen. Frank, I think, brought that back from the international work in the 80s. So being able to see these things coming before we actually see them here by bringing a bunch of countries together is an important thing. Under Mark Foreman's leadership, we did the Quicksilver program, where you actually, we looked at service across the government and that's the initial nuggets of, disaster, one stop, recreation, benefits, USA services. And then we went into, under Karen Evans' leadership, then we started implementing those programs. Intergovernmental work, Y2K, Government Without Boundaries was way back, way before anybody even thought about e-government initiatives. And then the cloud stuff, digital services, mobile. Ms. Gwen was managing a mobile PMO before mobile was even thought about. John Murphy was making USA.gov mobile friendly even before that. So we've been thinking about that a long time. So for me, all these different pieces came together when I figured out we don't do this for technology's sake. We do this, we bring this together to provide a service and information to the public so they have better lives every day. And obviously that has resonated with me. This requires the integration of technology, people, processes, and culture. And a lot of people outside don't understand how difficult it is to move the needle on that in the government. It's a big job, and a big job ahead of all of us. But as my dad always said, anything worth having is worth working for. So we got a lot of hard work ahead of us. So I've had a lot of great opportunities at GSA, a lot of opportunities to make the government more efficient, to help the public to get better services. That's what GSA does. That's their mission. And so you wouldn't have the opportunities to make a difference in as many agencies as you do here at GSA. So I do it because it's the right thing to do. When thinking about this, and I think when my mom passed away, it did make me think, what's next? How do I live my best life every day? And you know, time is a very valuable thing, and you need to wake up every day and love what you do. And each day is a gift not to be wasted. And so, while this is really not an easy thing to do, to walk out and to go on to the next chapter of my life, this is not by far the end. You'll probably all see me again in a month. So I told Kevin, I threatened him with a year from now. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who came to share this day with me, and I will see you on the flip side, I guess. Thank you.